Trish Gleason with the World Wellness Show. And today we have with us part two, Dr. Tom Lankering of Basalt, Colorado. Hello, Dr. Lankering. How are you today?
Hi, Trish. Great to be here. Thank you.
Well, we're going to talk a little bit more about your book. So if you could please show us a picture of your book and tell us a little bit about the chapter that you wrote in Wake Up the Happy Brain.
Yes, Wake Up the Happy Brain. So again, I was honored to be invited to write a chapter in the book. Dr. Joe Dispenza, Dr. Bruce Lipton, Patrick Porter, Brett Brimhall, 36 of us were able to contribute to the book. My chapter is The Art of Balance. And so I just think that the name of the game in life is to stay in balance. And, the body is always being stressed. It's like a rocket ship going to the moon. Well, it used to go to the moon or whatever. But this term allostasis is 99% of the time, the rocket is off target. And so it's always making corrections. So it's this process of allostasis and coming back to balance versus homeostasis, which is a point of balance. And rarely is nature ever at one point. It's dynamic, it's moving, it's fluid. And so that's where I explain as far as the home run formula and the 4 different types of stressors of physical or structural stress. First base is mental and emotional stress. Second base are toxins. And then third base is biochemical and nutritional. And so all of those are affecting our bodies all the time. And it's our brain's ability to adapt to these stressors, the external stressors outside of our body and the internal stressors inside the body, to have an appropriate response. So when the brain can be balanced, then the body's balanced. When the brain is not balanced, the body's not balanced. And again, those 4 different stressors are what's challenging the brain and is throwing the brain out of balance with that. So when I say brain-based bioenergetic chiropractic, you probably haven't heard of that type very often, but bio is life. Biology is the study of life. Biography, the story of life. So bio means life. Energetic means energy. So it's all about life energy. All the work that I do is focusing on raising people's frequency, their life energy, and then our bodies can function. Those are higher emotions. That's more love and gratefulness and contribution versus worry and anger and fear. All right, so that gets into different types of conditions that people work with. But this bioenergetic chiropractic is all about addressing those stressors and helping the body deal with those so that we can optimize the full expression of life energy.
Oh, that's totally making sense. So we have the 4 stressors. Can you just go over the, no matter what, we have those, right?
Right. I mean, physical, structural stress, gravity is a constant. So we're always dealing with that. But whether we're sitting, we've had falls, we've had injuries, we have repetitive motion for sports, activities, and so forth. It's kind of like the race car driving around the racetrack. I mean, even the race car, these high performance vehicles pull into the pit stop to get tuned up, to get their tires and get gas and tweaked or whatever, right? So, if you had one car in life, how would you treat it? Oh, pretty darn well. If you have one body in life, how would you treat it? Well, people are starting to come around to realize the importance of their health and moving that up their priority list. So, yes.
Absolutely. By the way, you have 40 years this year experience as a doctor in holistic medicine.
Right. Yep.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. And I'm more excited, more passionate than ever. Because a lot of what I'm finding, people are just challenged. They're just stressed. And so there are a lot of things that people can be doing in their own health, their own lifestyles. And, my purpose is to empower people. So I become also like a health coach for people, kind of guiding them, kind of encouraging them, kind of holding them, on a path to better health. So that's how I see my role.
Great. Okay, let's get back to the triangle. So the 4 are physical, emotional, toxins, and the 4th one is nutritional. So we got those, we're stuck with them, we got to do the right thing. So in our first series, that part 1, you talked a little bit about your brain training and brain tap and technologies that you have, but can you tell us about neuroplasticity, a word we hear off and on, and brain training, and how that applies to what you teach in the chapter that you wrote in the book, wake up the
Right.
happy brain.
Sure. Well, for a long time, people have thought that the brain is kind of, stuck with what it has. There are only so many nerve cells, and there's only so many synaptic connections, which are the connections of the nerves. And say if the brain is injured, it doesn't regenerate. Well, the new neuroscience again is showing that the brain does change and can change. And so it's this term neuroplasticity, which more people are realizing. Neuro means nerve, plasticity, like plastic, like it changes, like it can mold and form. And so the brain can change. A lot of what people are talking about, especially these days, as far as mental health and so forth, they're talking about, okay, talk therapy or go for a walk in the woods or with nature on the beach, which I like that idea. I think that's pretty good because it's working as far as energy. And when you're looking at brain function from an energetic standpoint, specifically as far as brain waves are concerned, beta are stress, high beta, high stress, alertness, whereas your alpha is more your relaxation or your zone, where theta is your meditative, your healing, your light sleep, and then delta is your deep sleep. And so those are different brain waves, energy patterns, energy frequencies that are happening. And so the brain gets stuck in some of these, usually in this fight or flight mode, and it can't get out. So now we're finding that there are different modalities, methods that can help create neuroplasticity. It's like if you were driving around San Francisco in second gear, stuck in second gear, what would it be like driving around, right? I mean, it'd be pretty difficult. Or if you're driving around anywhere stuck in second gear. So now the name of the game is to be able to help the brain shift from first to second to third to fourth, right? Or from beta to alpha to theta to delta when it's needed, when it's appropriate, right? When it's time to relax, we can relax. When it's time to sleep, we can sleep. When we time to focus, we can focus. But the stress on the brain creates these issues that's going on. For example, I think something that's more, I'm finding kind of four different areas that people are really challenged with. Sleep is one thing. I think it's 2/3 of the population have sleep issues. Gut and digestion issues. People just are not digesting, and so we can get into that. And then we look at anxiety and depression, especially after the last few years and the stressors that people have been under. And so when someone comes to me as far as saying they're dealing with depression, I'm thinking in terms of energy. And so when there's depression, that the brain is depressed, the brain energy is depressed. So we need to kind of wake up the happy brain and get that going. Just like anxiety is the brain stuck in a certain pattern and it can't get out of there. So we have to work then to create neuroplastic changes to support the brain being able to shift from these different patterns that it's stuck in to be adaptable with it.
Wow. So how do you create a change in your neuroplasticity to make it work better?
Yeah, well, I think that's a great question. And, while there are techniques, I mean, the term, one of the popular terms now is called biohacking. And these are natural ways to support the body to get faster results, better results. And again, it's a conditioning. So brain health, brain fitness, just like physical fitness. So there are, the brain tap is phenomenal. I mean, that's something that people can do at home. Once a day is good, twice a day is better, three is the best. So those are different things. Nutrition, processed foods are killing us and they're making us sicker than ever. So being aware of the foods that you're eating, the water you're drinking. I mean, these energy drinks are just toxic, or even pops and, Coca-Cola and those types of things are just so devastating to our body. But then you also look at exercise. I mean, studies have shown that exercise can help people as far as depression and anxiety, right? Because there's all kinds of benefits as far as neurotransmitters and hormones and circulation and so forth. And exercise plays a big part, whether it be stretching and, weight and resistance training as far as muscles are concerned. So these are different things that people can work with. I have an online program called 7 Biohacking Secrets to Feel Younger and Having More Energy. But the first step is mindset. And this is something that people can work with, right? So, what can people do to change their mindset? Well, one of the first things is turn off the television, turn off the news, because that is, TV programs, those programs that are programming us. So, get rid of that television and that type of media. Then look at the people that you're surrounding yourself with. Now, this can be a bit challenging, right? Because it's not about throwing them out of your lives, but just being aware of the impact that different people have. But then also, what kind of thoughts do we have, right? So, every day your gratefulness, whether it be 3 things, 5 things, 10 things you're grateful for, or every day go through the alphabet of gratefulness. So it's something that starts with an A that you can be grateful for, and B, and so forth. So mindset and our perception of how we're looking at things, the past, we're in control of the meanings we give our past. So mindset plays a huge role. In the 7 biohacking secrets that I work with, mindset is one. 2 of your daily activities. What do you do as far as your exercise, your morning routine? What are you doing to fuel your body? How do you wake up your brain? Are you throwing the alarm clock at it? Do you hit it with caffeine? The Brain Tap has morning wake up programs that will help to get your brain waves alert and relaxed and in a proper state. Then you look at bringing your brain back to balance, which we mentioned as far as the stress or flight, the triangles and the mind body connection, the gut brain connection, the stress versus healing systems. What can we do with that? And we look at brain balance, which I just mentioned. And then there's also nutrition, exercise, detoxification. So those are areas that people can start working with that can help maintain balance as far as their life and their health is concerned.
Wow, that's great. So you listed 4 or 5 things for everybody to do, right? What were those
Right.
again? They were all get you started. Turn off the
Yeah.
news. What else?
Turn off the news. Be aware of the foods that you're eating, right?
Okay.
The nutrition. I personally like taking vitamins. A lot of people say, well, I get my nutrition from my food. Well, yeah, that's fine and dandy, but I don't think it's realistic because our foods do not quite have the nutritional value that they once did. The soils are depleted and how they're processed and so forth. So I like a concentrated whole food vitamin, especially if it's pre-digested. So mindset, foods that you're eating, exercise is a critical portion.
Mhm.
You just have to get it into your lifestyle. And there are, you can go online and get all kinds of exercise programs that you can just, put on your computer and just go along with it. And some of them are wonderful. So there are no excuses not to exercise. Even
Right.
if you have injuries or situations, there's always something that you can do.
And following these will wake up your happy brain, right?
It's all about the brain, right? It all helps as far as how the brain is functioning. So that's what we're dealing with.
Well, we're running out of time, but I didn't want to miss out on learning a little bit more about your 7 biohacking your class, an online class.
Yes, it's an online class, 7
Mhm.
biohacking secrets to feel younger. I'm in the process of moving it from a mastermind to a Kajabi platform, but you can find it online. And I have a free challenge that's there. But it covers these 7 different modules of what
Mhm.
people can do. And there's a video course, $47, that people can get. And so I'm looking at, I have other types of programs that will be available for people that will go more into depth to these 7 different modules of what people can do to help, and a lot of these different tools. And so it's very exciting. I'm taking all of my 40 years of doing this work and putting it into a platform, into a place that people can easily access and easily apply to their lives.
Great. So they can go to your website and register for that class? Is that what you said?
Um, I don't quite have that on there. I will be having it. That's a good idea. I'll have to make that connection
Just
to
put
be
the
able to do that.
hyperlink there if you
Yeah.
we'd appreciate it. Okay.
Yep.
So that's
So
great for all of you viewers that want to go to that class. It's how much did you say about?
the video class is $47.
Okay,
Right.
very
So,
cheap. Very
Yeah.
reasonable for what
And we
you're going
just
to
go
get.
into those. I just go into those 7 different modules.
Okay,
Yeah.
great. Well, we appreciate all your knowledge and your mission in life for holistic health and wellness. We appreciate that.
Great.
Thank
I'm on a
you.
mission. Yep. Thank you.
Yes, I know you are. Thank you, Dr. Lankering. We hope to see you again soon.
Great. Thank you, Trish. Everybody have a great day out there.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Okay, so that's over.
Good.
Great. You always have such good, that was great one.
Good. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we're going to meet Teresa here in 1 minute.
Okay.
Or 7 minutes. Do you need to go to the bathroom or anything?
I'm going to get some water and
Okay.
that'll be good. So, yeah.
But we're not meeting on this program. We're going to
Oh,
go to the
okay.
Zoom room.
Great. Okay.
So we're going to exit here.
Oh,
And
okay.
you're going to go to the Zoom
Okay,
room. Do you want me
that's
to
good.
send you a link again?
Yeah, no, I've got that. So that'll be
Okay,
fine.
bye. Thank
Good.
you.
Okay. See you in a
Bye.
moment.
Thank you.